Where does it say in the Bible that we shouldn't mix politics with church? I'm Tim Greenwood, and this is Windows on the Word. I've heard it said that we, conservative Christians, should never mix politics with church. And heaven forbid that we hear political, legislative, or constitutional issues from the pulpit. Should I take that to mean that we, conservative Christians, should not take into consideration our Christian morals and our Christian practices when it comes time to elect individuals to represent us in public office? That begs the question, why shouldn't conservative Christian churches be active in the important issues and politics of this nation? There's certainly no biblical prohibition against it. But what about the IRS, you ask? No church has ever lost its federal tax-exempt status in 60 years for doing that. You've been snookered. You've been bluffed. You've been kept silent. The church has been silenced. This nation has a long history of churches being socially, culturally, politically, and yes, even militarily active in its day-to-day affairs. In fact, it was the pulpit ministry which educated, empowered, and led their congregations to attain those God-given freedoms later spoken of in the founding documents of this nation, way before we ever even became a nation. If these are God-given freedoms, and God sets the standards of morality, then what would God have us consider in a candidate? His or her popularity or celebrity status? How slick or quick-witted they might be? Whether or not they have a high probability of winning? Whether or not they're professional debaters? No, of course not. These men and women that we elect are supposed to represent us and our morals and our beliefs as they carry out their jobs in that elective office. And if not our morals and our beliefs, then let me ask you a question. Whose morals and beliefs are they going to represent? Your vote for an individual is your personal endorsement of what that individual stands for, whether you like it or not. Your vote is representative of a partnership with that individual. Think about that. And yes, every Christian has a moral and civic responsibility to vote. Every Christian should highly value the freedoms that we've been afforded in the Constitution of the United States of America. And every single elected official that we elect should be dedicated to respect, to protect, and defend that Constitution, including all of its amendments. In fact, every elected official that doesn't should be removed from that office for breaking the vow of that office that he or she took to do so. We, conservative Christians, are the vast majority in these United States. And the way that the system is set up, the majority is supposed to rule. And that's regardless of what some liberal activist judges might say, or regardless of what some socialist politician may say or do. And this majority needs to stand up now, pull together, and vote based upon our Christian morals and practices, as opposed to voting for some empty political promises of a little more money in our pockets. If we don't pull together and pull together now, then we could lose those constitutional freedoms which we so highly value forever.